Welcome to episode 291 of the 2-Minute Warning. Today we're looking at how the Jacksonville Jaguars can build around Trevor Lawrence in the upcoming NFL season. This is obviously off assumption that with the number one overall pick, they will draft Trevor Lawrence in the upcoming draft. It was just announced yesterday. They hired Urban Meyer as their NFL head coach. They have a lot of cap space and a lot of picks in this NFL draft. How do you guys think they could... Oh, and also question of the day for the video. Urban Meyer, Jaguars' new head coach, as I just said. How many losing seasons has he had in his 17-year across college football? Stay to the end of the video to find out the answer. How do you guys think the Jacksonville Jaguars will build around Trevor Lawrence this year?
Okay. I'll just take it off. So, obviously, the Jaguars have a lot of glaring needs. They need speed on the outside, where they really need to pick up a high-octane free agent wide receiver. I look at a guy like Allen Robinson, who's probably going to be gone from Chicago in the offseason. Really talented dude. I think he's going to be due for a big year when he finally has like a really good quarterback around him, like I think Trevor Lawrence will be. So I think if they can actually bring him back on the team, I feel like that would be a huge pickup. Or they can address that need in the draft. And as well, they also need to address their lineman issues because they have really lacked, especially at the left tackle position. They have not done a good job of protecting Gardner Minshew and their other quarterbacks. So I think that is a need that they can address in the draft. As well, a couple other things. Tight end. They probably need a really solid tight end because they haven't had one. There are a couple free agents to look at, Jared Cook, Hunter Henry. Or they can draft, a really solid guy, maybe a Kyle Pitts or something. Although I think he'll probably be gone by that point.
Trading up is always a possibility.
Yeah, they could trade up. They need someone at that tight end spot because it's hard to have a really good offense without a good tight end passing game. But they already got a really solid running back in James Robinson, so I like that piece. But there's a couple of holes that they got to fix if they want Trevor Lawrence to be successful.
Yeah, they're in a really good spot right now. Which is weird to say considering how awful they did this past season. Yeah. They have the most cap space in the NFL. I think it's pretty obvious they're drafting Trevor Lawrence. Got a new coach in Urban Meyer who has a history of turning bad teams into winning football teams. Hopefully he can put that into the NFL. But like Greg said, they're really in need of a lot of different things. Most importantly, I think, is protecting Trevor Lawrence so he doesn't get hurt in his first year. So I think that they'll probably take an O-line, in my opinion, is what they should do. O-line with their second first-rounder. I think they got that from the Rams, right?
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey trade.
They got that from the Ramsey trade. I don't know too many good offensive linemen that aren't going in the top 10, like Penei Sewell and Rashawn Slater. But I've heard a lot about one of the Alabama offensive linemen. Oh, I can't think of his name right now. It is, I don't know, Alabama offensive lineman. He did not let up a sack in his 3 seasons playing there. He is a massive dude.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name right
Played
now.
100-plus snaps.
But he could be a crucial part in protecting Trevor Lawrence. I agree that they should pick up a wide receiver. They do have some good looks with DJ Chark and Chenault. So you mentioned Allen Robinson. Love to see that. I think he'll be great with a good quarterback like Trevor Lawrence. Another one is Will Fuller. I think that the Texans need a good guy. I think they should re-sign him. Whether they will or not is unknown because the Texans organization is known to make some pretty poor choices. Yeah. Godwin, but I think he's going to get re-signed. And you did mention their need for a tight end. I think that Hunter Henry would be a good fit, but once again, think he's going to get re-signed. I don't know many other good tight ends that are going in this draft, so hopefully they can pick up one in free agency.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they nailed pretty much all of it right there. A lot of it is going to be dependent on Urban Meyer himself. Can he bring success out of that team? Luckily for the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're currently the worst team in the NFL. They have a lot of cap space and a lot of heavy draft picks. They could really only go up from here. Even if it is 1-15 or 4-12, progress is progress at this point. The NFL has kind of changed to where they're just expecting rookie quarterbacks to be this amazing thing, going to be in the playoffs right away. But really, in the past, it's taken years for a rookie quarterback to develop and finally create a winning season. Hopefully, the Jaguars take their time and do it right instead of just rushing things, throwing a bunch of bummed-up players with big names together. They want to do it right. I think for sure they have some foundation on that team between the receiving core and DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault. You can pretty much leave that alone. yes, you want to build on it, but it's not a priority for the draft and free agency. If you have extra cap after you're done doing your pickups and drafting, yes, address it, but that is not your top priority right now. Of course, quarterback will be set. Running back will be set with James Robinson. On the defense, you have two leaders between Miles Jack and Josh Allen. Miles Jack being from that 2017 AFC Championship run. So you're going to further give them help, whether it be picking up Marcus Williams from the Saints, a great safety in free agency, or in the draft getting a corner at whatever the Rams will pick will end up being once they are done with the playoffs. If the O-lineman is not there, that O-lineman Wade mentioned from Alabama, that could be a hidden gem if they could somehow steal him away. A lot of possibilities for them, but there's a lot of things to rely on. Of course, to me, top priority will be offensive lineman because I do not want to see what happened to Trevor Lawrence, what happened to Joe Burrow, happened to Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have endless possibilities. They can only really go up from here, and I'm kind of rooting for the Jaguars to pull something off here.
Yeah, one thing I want to piggyback off what you said about the defense. I really think that they have a lot of opportunities to even build on that defense. I don't think it can be overlooked because you've seen what happens with Justin Herbert when you have a really crap defense and your offense is lights out. You still will not win games. So I think for them, they really need to work on their secondary. So I think looking at free agents like William Jackson III or Justin Simmons will be huge for them. They should probably re-sign Sidney Jones. He was really good in 6 games for them until he went down with an injury. So I think he's a solid piece. And then you said they already have a good base, Miles Jack, Josh Allen. You said that. But Wade was talking to us before the video about interior linemen that they should draft. They were looking to draft
Christian Barmore.
Yeah, Christian Barmore, really good guy out of Alabama. So I think if they can address those key pieces on the defense, they could have a solid defense akin to the 2017 team. So I think that defense is going to be on top of the offensive issues. Defense is going to be a big thing for them to fix going forward.
One more thing I want to mention about Urban Meyer. We have not seen him in the NFL. We are assuming that he is going to be good because I think everybody wants it to happen. Everybody's rooting for the Jaguars, I think. But we have seen a history of good college coaches going to the NFL and not do good. So hopefully he can turn around and hopefully he can stay healthy because that was why he left both his jobs at Ohio State and Florida. So he said the pressure was getting to him there. Hopefully the pressure of the NFL, which is much greater than college, will not get to him as bad and he can remain there for several years and build a winning program and just create a winning culture.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I mean, just having so much money, so many draft picks, they have to hit the target somewhere. Like I said, they can really only go up from here. Rooting for the Jaguars. That division's getting a little weaker. Let's say Phillip Rivers retires and they're without a quarterback. Say Deshaun Watson is traded and the Texans don't have a quarterback, and really all you got to worry about is Derrick Henry. You're looking at a decent division rivalry against pretty much no one but the Titans. There's a lot of skeptical and speculative things happening around there, and none of that might happen, but none of this might happen. So the potential is there. I like Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars' future. They have to hit the target somewhere in this offseason for sure.
Yep, and to address that question of the day, the beginning of the video, Urban Meyer has had no losing season in his 17th season as head coach in college, which is pretty incredible considering the teams that he was given to start with.
Yeah.
Good.
2
minutes.